record, so then that way other teams can have this. So first of all, thank you guys for hopping on Thursday. Our normal team call is usually on Sunday, but we had to get Jessie on a call because Lift 4 is coming out. So many of us are super excited. And I know a lot of people on my team resonate with Lift 4 a lot because, you know, like attracts like, and I'm such a fitness person. And when Lift 4, when I heard about it, I've been like jacked ever since, like super pumped for it. So I was trying to think of like the best person to get on to talk to us about Lift 4, and luckily, like, I know who Jessie is, and I know like she's from New Orleans, she's got a lot of spunk, and she's able to like, you know, share all of this stuff with us. Just know she can't share everything from Lift 4 because she is a test group participant, but she's been coaching for 4 years, you guys, and like she's literally been on fire lately. I met her last year online. I ordered like a New Orleans shirt from her, and then like I don't know, like I just met her and we just started talking it was just, I don't know. So I've been talking to her back and forth. We kind of support each other's teams and each other and just really help with like goals and stuff. So she used to be like a wedding planner a long time ago, quit her job and has been coaching full time for probably like a year and a half, I think or a year and a half in. So yeah, for like 2.5 years, almost 3 years, she's been full-time Beachbody coaching, which is awesome. That's something that I know some of my coaches are like really pushing hard to, is to do Beachbody full-time. She's obviously in the Lift 4 test group, and she is considered a SC10 All-Star Legend, which just means for, you know, 12, 24, 36, I'm pretty sure she's on her way to 48 months of Success Club, which is insane, you guys. Like hitting Success Club 10 every single month, like no excuses. This girl knows how to work her business, and now she's adding in Lift 4 for us and like sharing with us how to market it, how to talk about it, how to get our groups going, and then talk about what it actually is. She's getting married in November, so she will no longer be Jessie Burr, but we still love her, and we will still follow her journey and stuff. So I'm super excited for you to, you know, get married and start your coaching journey as a wife and stuff, and just understand, like, I don't know, it just changes your marriage in a good way. And it's been a positive thing for Aaron and I, so I hope it's the same thing for you. So Jessie, I will let you take it away, and then at the end, if it's okay if we just ask questions and stuff. So I have everybody muted, I believe. So if you want to just take her away.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for that introduction. Yeah, so I am from New Orleans. I am a full-time coach, been a full-time coach for the past 2 years. And I was I was a baby coach, and I got asked like randomly to be in 21 Day Fix Extremes test group when it first released, but I had no idea what I was doing because I was literally a coach for like, I don't know, 6 months after they asked me. So I'm excited to be in Lift 4 because now I like actually know how to market it. Now I know like how to share it in a way where I'm able to like get it to the masses. And I'm excited for this program because we literally have nothing like this. It's for so many people. So I'm excited to share with you. I'm excited to answer your questions. I am limited on like certain things that I can share, but at the same time, I will try my best to answer your questions as long as I'm allowed to, okay? So let's see. All right, so I'm not going to like go into a ton of like I can explain what Lift 4 is, but most of you are probably familiar with it, y'all. It's 4 days a week, right? The workouts are between 26 to 39 minutes. 39 minutes is like the longest workout, and that's like very rare. Like they usually are like between 26 minutes and I think 36 is like the average amount of time you're working out. And that was something that I was really nervous from. I came off of 80-day obsession, probably like most of you. So we're used to working out 6 days a week. We're used to eating time nutrition. We're used to, you know, not having that many rest days. So I was really nervous because I was like, okay, how the heck am I going to get results in 4 days a week, number one? And like, what am I going to do on rest day? Like, I am so used to working out. Like, what am I going to post about, you know? And I absolutely love it. Like, the rest days are probably my favorite. It's like refreshing. But a little bit about my story before I like really get into Lift 4. Like I said, I've been coaching for 4 years. I've lost 50 pounds with Beachbody programs. So they have totally changed my life. I struggled with anxiety and depression in college, and I just did like a whole 360 when I started Beachbody. And so for the first 3 years of my business, I was doing so well mentally and physically. Like, I was doing a program, I was sticking to it 100%. I was sharing that journey on social media and growing my team and just doing awesome with it, to be honest. And then last April, I decided to compete in a bikini competition. Never did a bikini competition before, but I was like, well, I want a new challenge and I've come so far, like, I'm going to do this. So I started prepping and I competed last April, and I hired a coach, and she informed me that, a lot of bikini competitors struggle with like body dysmorphia and eating disorders and certain things after they compete. And I swore up and down, like, I'm not going to struggle with any of that because I've come so far. Like, Beachbody has completely changed me. I'm not going to take steps back. Like, I read personal development, so that's not going to happen to me. And I competed, and she like warned me multiple times, just trying to prepare me for the aftermath of competing. And it's really hard to explain if you've never competed, but it like just, I don't even know. It just was awful afterwards. And it wasn't about like me gaining back weight, because I did gain back weight, which I didn't care about. It was what I saw in the mirror was not the same thing that everyone else was seeing. And I was really starting to struggle, and it's body dysmorphia. If you're not familiar with it, it's like you physically see something completely different in the mirror than like what other people see. And I started really, really struggling with my nutrition. I started struggling with sticking to a program. Like, in the last year and a half, have not full out stuck to a program. And that was not me before I competed. Like, if I was doing 21 Day Fix, I was doing it. I was doing the nutrition plan. I was doing it full out. And I was just on a roller coaster ride the last year and a half. And then I got engaged, and, you get engaged and you get all happy and you're like eating and drinking junk, and it was just awful. So I did gain some weight. I didn't gain a ton, but it was more of the mental challenge that I was struggling with. And so I say, like, Live 4 literally has come into my life at the perfect time and has gotten me back to where I was before I competed. And I am so grateful and humbled and thankful that I was asked to be in this test group, because it literally has changed my life. So if you are, struggling in your journey, this program, y'all, it is literally like putting life back into me. And a lot of the test group participants have said that too, because especially coming off of something like 80 Day Obsession, which 80 Day Obsession was great, and there's nothing against it. But at the same time, I know for me and a lot of my challengers, it was overwhelming. It was kind of stressful. It was like not enjoyable to have to worry about eating like on point all the time in terms of like the time nutrition and making sure I was getting in a workout every day. And if I missed a workout, I had to like hurry up and catch up. And I felt like I was constantly trying to like just catch up, and I felt just overwhelmed and unhappy with it. And I got decent results. I lost 5 pounds with 80 Day Obsession, but at the same time, at the end of it, I was like, well, and I, again, wasn't 100% with the nutrition, because I've been on a roller coaster. And I just didn't feel like fulfilled or happy with it at all. So with this program, I feel freaking incredible. We're only in week 7, so we have one more workout tomorrow, and then we only have 4 workouts left after tomorrow, which is like insane to me. Because again, you're used to working out 6 days a week, 7 days a week. It's an adjustment. So just know, for you and your clients and your challengers, it's going to be an adjustment if they're working out or used to working out 6 days a week or 7 days a week. So you have those 4 days of workouts, 3 rest days. Those rest days are active rest days. So you can choose to go for a run, or you can choose to do yoga. You are going to need to stretch, because I have never been this sore in my life. Literally, to like sit on the toilet hurts, like really bad hurts. I was like getting in my bed the other day, and my fiance's like, "What's wrong with you?" Because I was literally like sinking so slow, and he was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, I can't feel my legs. Like, this is awful. And I'm drinking Recover. I'm using the Performance line, and it's still like super sore. So you're gonna want to stretch on your active rest days. He does have 2 stretching workouts. We don't have access to them in the test group yet, so I don't even know what they're like. But he did let us know that he does have 2 active rest day workouts, but they're just stretching. There's no other type of workouts. There's no extra core workouts or anything like that. You do your 4 workouts a week, and that's it. Again, you can run, you can do other things. So this program is really good for the people who like to run or training for marathons or half marathons, or we have a lot of cyclers in our boot camp or in our test group right now over in the UK. We have people that are like just going and doing other classes that they've been wanting to do, but they've never been able to do it because they feel like, oh, well, I have to stick to my 6 days a week or 7 days a week. And if I, change out this workout for a different workout, it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the actual program. So it's really cool to see like how this can integrate into other workouts if you want it to, but at the same time, you don't need to. So don't feel like you have. I have not worked out more. I haven't even done any, like I've stretched that I've done no yoga. I've done nothing other than my 4 days a week, and my results, in my opinion, have been great. I just feel so much stronger, and it's just really awesome. So if you have people who are runners, like this is a really good program too for runners and cyclers, because it's helping them. A lot of the people in the group that are running or cyclers, they've said like it's helped their endurance, it's helped their speed. They can just tell that they're performing so much better in those other areas than they were when they were doing other Beachbody programs. So that's pretty awesome. If you have that niche, if that's part of your niche, then be sure to talk about that. One thing that I would say, the nutrition plan, I know a lot of people have questions about, because especially with 2B Mindset that just came out, a lot of people are asking like, well, can you do 2B Mindset and the nutrition plan, or do you have to follow Lift4? Is it containers? And I know Joel has gone live about this on the Beachbody Champions page. There is a nutrition plan that comes with Lift4, just like every other program that we have. It is container based, but at the same time, they also have an option for those who don't want to use containers, which I think is really cool and interesting, because you see the challenge packs don't even come with the containers anymore. So, or at least the Lift4 ones don't. So if they want to use the containers, they can. We have been using our containers, and some of us are following the 2B Mindset concepts, in terms of like the 2 bunnies and a little bit of the 2 bunnies, like drinking water and how we plate our food and all that stuff. We're not hopping on the scale every day because, one, this isn't, your weight is going to fluctuate in this program because you're lifting heavy, and when you lift super heavy weights, you hold on to water weight sometimes, or you like kind of not bloat, but like your muscles bloat because they're sore and they're growing, right? And they hold on to water sometimes. So in the beginning of the program, he told us, he's like, don't get on the scale every day. Like that's not necessary, and you're probably just going to get frustrated. So we haven't been doing that, but I have been doing the whole drink water first, veggies most. You just have to make sure if you are including 2B Mindset, or if your clients are, that you're getting in enough protein, because this is a muscle building program. You will lose weight. We have a girl who lost 15 pounds in her first 4 weeks, and her results are crazy. She lost a ton of inches, and we have a few other people who are losing like a good amount of weight, but most of the test group is gaining massive muscles. So this isn't necessarily, I mean, again, you will lose weight, but it's not necessarily like a weight loss program. It is geared more to gaining that muscle mass. So you just have to make sure that you are eating enough protein, making sure that your challengers are eating enough protein. I started in bracket A, which I think is way too low in my personal opinion. I'm not a nutritionist or a dietitian, but I started in bracket A the first week, and I bumped up to B, and I've been in B, and honestly, this past week, I'm like, maybe I should be in C because I'm hungry. Like, you shouldn't be hungry. And Joel just says to add in more protein. So I've literally been adding in, anytime I'm hungry after I go through my containers, I just add in more protein. I'm trying to think if there's anything in terms of like, I mean, do y'all feel free to ask questions too on the side. In terms of like how I'm getting people started, or how I'm getting people like pumped up. And I know y'all probably been seeing the results that are kind of floating around. I have a Lift4 like launch group. I'm sure that y'all have one, or that y'all are planning on doing one. And I've literally just been pulling the videos from the online office, sharing those in there, obviously sharing my journey with Lift4. But if you're not part of the test group, that doesn't mean that you can't like take advantage and do like an early pre-launch type of VIP group. I just plug everyone in there. I have a form that people fill out when they're interested. I plug them in there. I go over like the pricing and stuff right in that group so that I'm not having to have like 1,000 conversations. I mean, I still have those conversations, but it's a little bit easier for me to like post everything in that group. I do allow my team to come in there too, because it just makes it more fun when more people are involved. And then they hype it up because they're excited. So if you do a VIP group, or if you're not doing one, you should do one, maybe as a team or team up with other coaches, because it is super helpful to have a VIP group so that people can kind of start to learn more about the program. When you say build muscle, does he talk about? Yes, he does talk about women being afraid of bulking. Y'all, when I say build muscle, like, first of all, if you do your research, you physically cannot look manly as a woman in terms of like building muscle mass. Like, yes, you are going to build muscle, but it's going to make you look leaner. My waistline has never been this like lean and tone in like, I mean, when I competed it was, but I also was eating like grilled chicken and vegetables every meal for every segment of my day. Like, it was just miserable. But like, I've never seen this much muscle definition with any of our programs, and I've done pretty much all of our programs, especially anything like hammer and chisel, any of that I've never seen this much muscle definition in my life. But you're not going to look manly. You physically can't unless you're taking some type of steroid. Like, we don't have that capability in our bodies. We don't have the testosterone that the men have that's going to make them look bulky. We don't have that. So you're not going to look bulky. He does talk about that a little bit in our group, not so much in the videos. I'm sure he probably will like go live in his test group that he's doing for all the coaches about that, because that was something, I mean, most of the coaches in the group didn't really care about that, but that was something that we did bring up. So yes, you will gain muscle mass, but if you go look at, gaining muscles, if you go look at the test group results, like, you're going to be like, oh yeah, she looks way better, like, tone, right? So you're not going to look manly or anything like that. Your challengers are not going to look manly. And I'm going to tell you, you need a wide variety of weights, and you shouldn't be afraid to lift heavy. Like, we get a tracker, and I have like a wide variety of weights. I have the interchangeable ones, which, by the way, are a pain in the butt with this program, because you are following a certain pace with him, and it's pretty quick. So to like interchange your weights, and then having to like when I ended up having to go buy, which I had some individual weights, but I ended up having to go buy like 15s, 22s, and 25s, just because for me to like change my weights out for my upper body stuff, it was just a pain. I use my interchangeable weights because I have interchangeable weights that go all the way up to 52 pounds. So I use those for like my heavy leg days. But other than that, I would try and get a wide variety of dumbbells, and start buying them now. I know, like, especially with your challengers, if most of y'all probably have dumbbells at home, or you go to a gym that has dumbbells. But a lot of your new clients probably don't have like 10 sets of dumbbells, right? So you can look online. I know Walmart actually has dumbbells right now for sale, and I can send Megan the link because we actually found it. Someone in the test group posted about it. But tell them right now, like, go start slowly buying dumbbells. I started with 5s, 8s, 10s, and now I'm going all the way up like to 50-pound dumbbells in terms of like my legs. I'm not curling 50-pound dumbbells, but because my hands physically can't hold that. But I am using like 20s to 25s now in my upper body workouts. So you do need that variety. There is a band defier, which is like a modifier for the people who don't have weights. I'm going to tell you too, Joel said that the band is a little bit harder to deal with, because in certain moves, it's like kind of limiting your range of motion. And he did say, like, you're not going to get the same results that you would get if you were lifting weights, just because it's a different range of motion. It's kind of harder to like go up on a band in terms of weights, like the resistance. harder to jump to like from like a 10-pound band to like a 15-pound band, just because of the range of motion and like how the moves are. So again, you can use the bands, your challengers can use the bands, but we are all using weights in the test group. It's good if you're traveling. We had some people go to Italy over the past week, and they brought bands with them, and they used the bands and modified as they could. But to get the best results, you're gonna want to have weights, and you're gonna want your challengers to have weights. So I'm telling my people, like, look, and that's why it's a good thing to have a VIP group too, because you could start telling them about like what to expect and what they need, especially with the weights. I've already told my girls, like, look, go out and buy like 5 pounds this week, 10 pounds, because the weights are not cheap. I get it. I get that it's an investment, but at the same time, and they can always like start out, like I'm basically telling mine, start out with like 5s, 8s, 10s, 15s. And then if you feel like you can go heavier, then go by 20s, as you move up. But you should be progressively moving up basically every week. There will be moves that you physically can't do, because his cueing in this, y'all, is on point. Like, you feel like a personal trainer is in your living room, which I love all the other trainers, but a lot of them, it's a lot of like cheesy motivational stuff. And I mean, that's great, but at the same time, that doesn't, I don't know, for me, that doesn't like make me correct my form. And he's constantly cueing you to make sure that your form is correct. He does suggest having a mirror that you can look in while you're working out, or your phone or something, to where you can see your form. He is all about form. So like, he'll tell you, what, if your form is not right, drop your weights. Like, completely drop your weights. Don't even have any weights in it, because your arms do have weight to them, right? So it's really interesting to see how he cues, and to kind of like see your progression on like how you start to do things, because it's just, you're using muscles that you've never even known that were even there, because you're doing certain moves that you probably weren't doing correctly in other workouts. And his cues are like on point. What's your process to get people in the info Facebook feed? Okay, yeah, so for my process, like I said, I'm sharing my workouts. I'm sure y'all all did the free workouts, so it's really good to do it again and share it. Or you can also do the lift and hit in the Beachbody On Demand exclusive workouts from Joel. That's kind of similar. I mean, it's 18 minutes, so it's not like as long, but it's a good way to just kind of talk about the program. I mean, that's really where he got his inspiration for this program. And you can do those workouts and share them. That's how I'm, sharing my journey. But I'm just sharing my journey, sharing the transformations, sharing about the program, and I have a form that people can fill out. And once they fill out that form, it emails me. It's a Google form, Gmail form. And so it emails me to let me know that they filled it out. I email them back. It goes over their goals, why they're interested, kind of thing. And then I immediately plug them into the group before I even, ask them or give them pricing. I just plug them into my group, because I want them in there and I want them to see excitement. And then from there, I do message them individually, or I'll email them back and forth and just kind of talk more about the options that they have. So that's what I've been doing. And anytime I make a post about it, I put my link to my form. So that way, the people that haven't seen it can see it. I talk about it on Instagram stories, but I've gotten a lot of people from just getting them to try that free workout. And they don't even have to sign up through you to try it. They can literally just go to Beachbody On Demand, click on the Lift For banner, and try it. So make a post about that. Just say like, hey, you want to try a free workout? Go here and do it. Or comment below if you're wanting to do it, and that way who's actually doing it. But it's just a really good way. Everyone's like fallen in love with it, and I had probably 10 or 20 messages after they did it, and I was like, all right, I'm in. Like, I'm ready for it, which is pretty awesome. We do get a cheat day word. We don't like that word. All the test group people were like, you probably should change that word, but it is what it is. He's calling it a cheat day. We're calling it a treat day. So you do have a treat day, treat yourself day in the program. You pick your day. You pick what you want to eat. We got as a test group, you don't get like what y'all see, the final products. We don't get that. We get like a piece of paper that tells us like, it's like kind of like, I guess, what's the word I want to use? It's not the full program. So like our workouts are not, there's no timer on there. Like y'all are going to have the program materials aren't like pretty and the exact same that y'all are going to see. So for our cheat day, it's basically like you pick your day and you enjoy your day and you're able to, you know, if you want pizza, eat pizza. If you want cookie, it kind of, there's no like real, like you have to eat this at this time. Like it's just, if you want a treat day, treat yourself. His big thing is like, y'all just relax, just enjoy this. It's not meant to be stressful. It's not meant to be like, oh my God, I ate pizza, now I have to work it off. Like nothing like that. I am telling my people, just because I know for me, and I attract people like me, that if I get a treat day, I'm going to eat all day like crap, right? So I'm telling my girls, like, look, take a treat meal, you know, like treat yourself at dinner one night or go on a date night and enjoy it. Drink, eat, whatever. But also know that, like, if you're going to eat crap all day long, like, that's going to affect you the next day. It's going to make you feel like crap. You're going to be tired. I mean, if you're doing it on a Saturday and your rest day is Sunday, then that's fine, I guess. But, like, at the same time, like, treat yourself to a certain extent. Don't go overboard. Don't binge eat just to eat, right? So that's kind of how I'm structuring it. Like, take one meal a week and treat yourself. But the program that we got never really gave you a structure in terms of cheat day. It was just like, oh, enjoy yourself. And it says in there, like, if you don't feel like you need the treat, then you don't have to take it. We've had people that haven't cheated at all or treated at all. A lot of us, most of us have, but we haven't done that. The last 2 weeks of the program is like shred week. The nutrition plan doesn't change. There's no like time nutrition or you're not cutting out carbs or anything like that. You follow the exact same thing that you've been following for the last 6 weeks, but you cut the crap. So you cut the treats, you cut the cheats or whatever you want to call them. And you don't have to. Like, I know some people in the test group that are still treating themselves once a week, but you know, if like he basically said, if you really want to like shred out this week, cut the crap. So that's what we did, or that's what I'm doing. And I can definitely tell within the last few days that I'm like shredding out even more because the workouts are getting more intense. Let's see, running a test group, thoughts on Facebook or tracker app. So I don't do the tracker app ever. That's personal preference. My girls don't like it or they don't really use it. And maybe that's just because I don't really use it. I don't know, but I don't ever run them on the app. And I know corporate probably would not like that, but that it is what it is. My girls, my groups are on Facebook and they are just way more active on Facebook. We do a group Zoom like this in the morning and work out together, and we're a really good tight-knit community there. So I didn't, transitioning to the app just didn't work for me. If it works for you, then do it. I think it's awesome if it works, but for us it doesn't. So it's up to you. I just like my groups on Facebook. I think that they just work better. Since you use Performance Line as main focus versus Shakeology, you should be doing both. You should be doing Shakeology is non-negotiable. I mean, we know that, but I am not allowing. So what I'm doing for this launch, so it launches on Monday, right? And so the actual workouts don't launch until July 16th. But once you sign up with your pack, then you get access to 4 workouts called Before Lift 4. And it is like basically kind of like a little Obsessed was. It's like a sneak peek into the program to where you can kind of use it to prep yourself for the workouts. I think they're about 20 minutes long or 25 minutes long. They're not as long as the normal program. But I think he said about 20 minutes long to 25 minutes. And so I am getting everyone that wants to be in my VIP group, they have to sign up by June 17th. And I'm going to start like prep, basically, using that calendar. And Shakeology is required to be in my group. Non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. That's non-negotiable for me. And I am telling them that I highly encourage the Performance Line. And I have pulled some videos that Joel has put. I know if y'all haven't seen it, there's a nutrition video in your online office that you can download. And it talks about the performance line and why it's so important. And then he also went live with Dr. Luigi in the Beachbody Champions page either today or yesterday talking about it. I actually pulled that video and I put it into my group because I want them to understand, I'm not telling them to get the performance line so that I can make more money. I'm telling them that because you physically need it. Like, I don't understand how anyone works out without Energize, number one. Number two, recover, like, I'm still sore. So I can only imagine if I wasn't drinking it. Like, I probably would be miserable. So that is non-negotiables for me. I did creatine I didn't do it the week one just because I kind of forgot that I had it, to be honest. And then everyone started talking about it and I was like, oh, I still have some of that. So I started using it between weeks 2 and week 6. I used it. And then you cut that out 2 weeks, like week 7 and 8, just because creatine will hold on to water weight. So you're trying to shred, so you cut that out the last 2 weeks. So I am using creatine. The only things I'm not using right now is Hydrate and Recharge. To be honest, I don't like the way Recharge tastes, but I think that I probably am going to use it in my round 2 because there are days where I feel like I got ran over by a bus and it's not fun. So I'm just going to suck it up and drink it and deal with it. And then Hydrate, I've only tried once and I didn't really like that either. I'm really weird about taste, so I didn't really like it, but someone in the group suggested mixing it with Energize, which I've never tried, and I love Energize, so I think I'm going to try it out. But I'm telling my girls and my group, like, performance line, and I love Shakeology, but like for this particular program, like performance line, I think even kind of outweighs Shakeology in this program, just because your muscles, you are literally like killing your muscles. You are burning out your muscles in every single program. I mean, every single workout. I don't sweat normally. Like, you won't see sweat dripping down my face. Like, I just don't. I get red, but I don't like sweat. At the end of every single workout, and I'm not exaggerating, every single workout, you do core on the floor every workout. I get up from my little 80-day obsession mat that I got from Hitting Success Club, and puddles of sweat. Like nasty puddle. I probably need to throw that away because it's probably disgusting. I wipe it down every time, but I just feel gross, like laying on it. I'm like, ew, like yesterday this had like a huge puddle of sweat on it. So you are literally like sweating and pushing, and you're going heavier every time, and you're burning out your muscles, like to where one of the guys in our test group on one of the days was like, I physically couldn't do one more bicep curl if my marriage depended on it. Like, that's how much you're burning out your muscles. So your body needs these supplements, like physically needs them. So I am talking that up and I'm telling people about it, but I'm also trying to educate them. I'm not like, oh, you should buy it because your body needs it. Like, this is why your body needs it, right? So go listen to, if you haven't listened to it yet, I actually listened to the video in Beachbody Champions today with Joel and Dr. Luigi, and all that stuff usually goes over my head, and I was so interested because just him explaining like what ingredients do what, I was like, oh yeah, like that's why this is working so well. So definitely educate yourself on it. The benefits of creatine, I'm not like very familiar with like all of that. I mean, I know that it does help your muscles in terms of like rebuilding. I honestly don't know. I just took it because, again, I didn't listen to the whole video today. Dr. Luigi explains why creatine's important. But I know a lot of females were nervous, especially in our group. We were all asking about it, like, oh, so should we take creatine? And I had this from when I competed, which is why I bought it, and they had it. But it's supposed to help your performance. It's supposed to help your muscles. It like increases the muscle strength and stuff like that. So I was a little nervous to use it. I mean, I used it when I competed, but I was nervous to use it for this since I wasn't working out every day. And I was like, well, how is this going to affect my body? And a lot of the girls in the group were kind of nervous, but the ones that are using it, y'all, are getting really, really, really good results. And not to say, I mean, everyone else, even if they're not using it, they're getting good results. But you can tell the people who are using the entire performance line versus the people who aren't. and I'm one of those people, I'm not using the whole performance line, and I'm kind of kicking myself in the butt for it. So if you're going to go all in to this, go all in. Like, do all of the supplements. I mean, you don't necessarily have to do creatine if you really don't want to, but I know that there's all kinds of information on the Beachbody blog about it. I just haven't really done my research on that. But I know that Recover and Energize and honestly Recharge are probably non-negotiables, or should be non-negotiables for you and your challengers. And don't tell your challengers to do it if you're not doing it yourself, because that's not really going to work. What other questions do y'all have? Are there any pregnant women? Yeah, so Amy Silverman is pregnant. She is in our test group. She knew she was pregnant coming into the test group, I would assume, because she had announced it like 2 weeks after we started, or 3 weeks after we started, that she was pregnant, and she is continuing to do the workouts. She did say that, I mean, Joel says consult a doctor, which we all know they have to say that. So, you know, I tell my pregnant, because I have 2 coaches on my team who are pregnant, a lot of postpartum moms too, and I just tell them, like, consult your doctor. And, you know, there should be no reason why they can't. The only thing is the HIIT gets kind of intense. So just make sure that they have to watch their heart rate and make sure that it doesn't go up above a certain, and I'm not a mom, so I don't know, but I know that it can't go up above a certain heart rate. And then also towards the end of your like pregnancy, you're not supposed to be on your back a lot, and the core moves are all on the ground. And there are some weight training moves that are all on the ground. So you just have to modify it, but she's still doing it. And I mean, the reason that Autumn, it was a big no-no for 80-day obsession was because the bands, you know, can cause unbalance. And I mean, you're not jumping up in the air there's not really plyo, there's a little bit, but not a ton of like plyo or anything in this. There's a little bit in the HIIT, but it's not like you're jumping up and down, or you're like, you know, I mean, just modify is what I would tell them for anyone that's pregnant. And then in terms of just making sure they're getting enough calories, especially the last 2 weeks, because the workouts are more intense. So yeah, I would definitely, that's the only girl that's pregnant in our group that I know of. I don't think anyone else is pregnant in there, but I know she's still doing it. And she did say, like, I mean, she's been like sick and stuff, so she's doing her best in terms of the nutrition, but like she still has abs and she's like rocking it. So I hope I look like her when I'm pregnant. Yeah, she's like super ripped, and I'm like, you're more ripped than me, and I'm not even pregnant. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, I think it's a good program for pregnant women. I mean, I don't know if you're like in your 3rd trimester, if you should start it, you know, but if you're you know, starting your pregnancy, then I don't see why not. Just be careful with it, you know, with any type of exercise. One of the things I get asked a lot about is the workouts. So the workouts are different every time. You're not going to do the same workout. It's kind of like 80-day obsession, except for like 80-day obsession kind of repeated itself a little bit. You know, you would do like the same, I don't know, whatever. With this, you're not doing the same workout. It's very simple moves. So you're doing the same moves, but they're structured in a different way. So for example, you'll do like on Monday, chest and triceps every Monday, except, you know, one day it will be like you do the first half is straight weight training, and then the second half is HIIT. And then there's other days, then the next Monday might be 2 weight training or 3 weight training rounds, and then a HIIT move, and then 3 more weight training moves, and then a HIIT move. Or it will be straight weight training or straight HIIT. So it changes every time, which is awesome because you don't get bored. It's pretty cool. And then you're also like shocking your body because it's not getting bored, like you're changing it up so much. So I think that's why you're getting like awesome results. I don't know, it blows my mind. I've been telling everyone this. I don't know how Beachbody is ever going to come out with a program that's not longer, or that's longer than 4 days that I would want to do, because these are the best results that I've ever gotten, and I'm working out less. So it gives me more time to focus on my business. It gives me more time to spend with my family. My weekends are so like stress-free, and like not having to worry about trying to get in a workout, or like stressing out if I can't get in a workout, or it's just like, it's enjoyable. So I don't know why I would ever do another program that's longer than 4 days. So I don't really know why they, I'm like, Beachbody, you kind of kicked yourself in the butt, because I'm never going to do another program that's 6 days a week if I don't have to. And y'all, you're going to fall in love with it. Like if you're busy, I mean, everyone's busy, but like if you are the person that's like really having to wake up at the crack of dawn to get in your workout because you work full time, or I have a lot of teachers on my team and they have like a lot of them get up at 4 a.m. or they were getting up at like 3:30 to eat before 80-day obsession, or they were getting up at 4 a.m., 4:30 to work out, and they're so excited because they're like, I can sleep in an extra 30 minutes, or an extra hour. And so if you're a busy person, if you don't have a ton of time, if that's one of their excuses, like that's not an excuse anymore. Everyone has 4 days a week to work out. Everyone has 4 days a week. Like you can fit it in less than 30 minutes. Like majority of the workouts are less than 30 minutes. So like you literally have no excuse in terms of I don't have time, because it's so easy to do. I keep saying that this is like the first program that has effortlessly fit into my life. Like it just fits. I don't have to like sacrifice, I may have to make time for it, obviously, but I'm not having to like sacrifice sleep to get in my workout in time, or having to like sacrifice like mental health because I'm so stressed out about missing a workout or any of that. Like it just effortlessly fits. It doesn't have to be Monday through Thursday. So it's actually Monday, Tuesday, you have a rest day on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You can change the calendar around. I mean, like I said, we had 2 people that went to Italy for 10 days. So they kind of had to change stuff, and they didn't have any weights. So they kind of had to change a few things around. We've had one girl that just did a 100-mile race. So she took like a few days off because she literally just ran 100 miles. So like, you can change it around as you need to. You're gonna want that rest day though. Like I wouldn't do 4 straight workouts in a row. Like I wouldn't do Monday through Thursday every week and just have Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, because your body kind of needs that break in between. You're going to want it, I promise you. I remember like the first bicep workout, I literally couldn't straighten my arm all the way. Like it wouldn't straighten. And I was like, yeah, there's no way I could do a workout right now. Like it's not just it's sore. It's like it physically won't straighten. So you're going to want that rest day in the middle, but it is nice to know, like in case if you have something on a Friday or a Thursday or whatever, and you need to change it to a Saturday, or you need to change it to a Sunday, then that's totally fine. This is awesome because there's no reason for you to be like stressed out about not having to make up a workout. You know what I mean? Like if you miss a workout, then just do it on one of your rest days, and that would be your rest day. So it's just really easy to catch up, or like you don't feel left behind, if that makes sense. I know a lot of my girls like we're trying to catch up with 80-day obsession and couldn't, or even something like 21-day fix, because that's 7 days a week, and they like would miss a workout and they would try and catch up with it. Like you don't have to really worry about that with this, because it's just 4 days. So if you have to fit it on a Saturday, that's fine, but you're going to want the rest days, I promise. And more than likely, you're not going to want to do extra workouts on those days. This is also really good for trainers. Like we have a lot of live instructors in our group, a lot of personal trainers, and they said like this is the first time that their body like feels really good because they're not overtraining, trying to do long workouts and then having to go teach a class. Like that's hard on your body, and they said that it's like really, really awesome for them, and they absolutely love it. So if you have personal trainers, if you are, or a live instructor, or you are a personal trainer where you're having to get involved in the class and not just like coach people, it is a really, really good program for people like that too. What other questions do y'all have for me? I'm trying to think if there's anything that's like, I mean, most of the stuff I'm sure y'all have heard from, the videos. Let's see. Thanks so much for the call. I have to go. Sorry, I'm like reading out loud. Yes. Yeah, I need to get recharged. I do. My body hurts. Tomorrow is leg day, and I'm like really scared because I'm like, oh, this weekend's going to suck. Stairs. If you have stairs in your house, you might want to like sleep downstairs or not have to worry about going up the stairs, because it's not fun. It's not fun at all. trying to think that's really it. I mean, there's nothing I feel like left. I mean, everything that they've said has been kind of put out there, but there's no like secrets that are happening that y'all really don't know about. They pretty much told y'all everything. I mean, the details of the nutrition plan haven't like officially come out, but I do think it's nice that we don't have to, like, they don't have to use the container system. I know some people get super overwhelmed by that, but it tells them in the guidebook like how much of, basically it's like, 8 ounces of this, or I don't know, whatever, 2 oranges for purple, like, so it kind of takes that guesswork out instead of having to worry about the container system. But you can use the containers if you want to. I think the containers are easy, but I've also been doing it for 4 years, so. Anyone have questions? No?
I feel like I've been like blowing the chat up.
You're fine.
So many questions. Anybody else have any questions for her?
I can also give y'all, I mean, I don't know if y'all have seen any transformations, but I'll send some to Megan from this past week. I mean, we kind of slowly like post them just because, I don't know, whatever, but I'll give y'all, or I'll send Megan some of the transformations so y'all can use them. I mean, they're free to use. Some people have like their little logo or whatever on them, and then some people don't. So feel free to use any of the ones that I share with y'all, or any of the ones that y'all see. Y'all are free to share them. No one said anything about not sharing them. So y'all can definitely share them.
So I have a question. So this is kind of like a marketing question, but so on Monday, people can purchase Lift for challenge packs and stuff. And then you said they get the Lift for, or before Lift for pre-week or whatever, before July 16th. So are you like trying to get as many people to join as you can, like on Monday, to get them like started on working on themselves? Cause I'm so worried that people are going to like see us start in July, and like want to join in July, which is awesome, but I want to like help them, do something now before.
I'm required, in order for them to be in my group, and I might extend it depending on how many people I have that sign up. But for now, I'm really telling them like, you have to sign up by June 17th, which is next Sunday. That way I can get them plugged into my group. I can kind of start to help prep them. I'm going to do like Joel actually created, which I think he's sharing. I'm pretty sure he's probably already shared it, his little calendar that he created with the before Lift 4 workouts. And then he even threw in, and so it's getting them used to working out 4 days a week. He even threw in some of his like exclusive workouts that are already on Beachbody On Demand. He put those in there. So it kind of changes it up a little bit. So it's not the same workouts every single week. So that's pretty cool. So that's what I'm doing. Like, I'm just telling them they have to sign up by the 17th. And then again, if I have people that come to me, I'm not going to turn anybody away, but I'm trying to get them signed up early. That way they get all their stuff in. I'm going to have them start drinking Shakeology. I'm going to have them start doing the performance line, because I want them to get used to doing that. I want them to get used to and starting to see the benefits now instead of waiting till July to start. Like, I wouldn't sign up everybody and then be like, okay, we're going to wait till July, because then like they're going to be like, okay, and the excitement's going to die down. So like, if you're signing up people next week, get them plugged into a group immediately. Get them doing something. I mean, they don't necessarily have to do the before Lift 4. I would, if that's the program that they're going to do. And get them doing that calendar, and then, just kind of getting used to the workouts and getting used to his style and all that kind of stuff. So that's my plan. I am getting them started as soon as I can. And then obviously if they sign up the week of the program, then they do. I mean, the week of the release, then they do. But depending on how many people I have, I might cut it off and just say, well, you're going to have to wait till the next one.
Maybe even like doing like 2 rounds, like doing like an early group and then doing a second round. Because I know, like, obviously once everything launches in July, you're going to have people have been watching you, that want to like redo it or want to, finally jump in and stuff. So my hopes was like, yeah, like you said, to get everybody in there like next week and get them going and get some really good results just to share from before Lift 4, not even before it starts. And then hopefully get them, excited and wanting to join in July. So if they've been watching, So like maybe kind of like a 2-round thing.
And then even like by that time you get through, if you're going to do another round. So if you do one group that's 8 weeks and then you're doing a second round, it's around the time that it's going to launch onto Beachbody On Demand. So it's kind of like perfect timing. If you are going to want to do another round, like it's going to launch around October, or it does launch in October for the people that didn't want to unlock it early. But try, like, if you're excited about it and you start showing people the results that people are getting, they're not going to want to wait till October. Like, they're not. I've talked to a few of my coaches, a few of my customers that were like, oh, I think I'm going to wait. And then the more and more they see me posting, the more and more they see I plug them into my group anyway. I'm like, well, look, let's just plug you into my VIP group so that you can learn about the program, so that when you want to do it, you know more about it. And they're like, okay, yeah, I think I'm going to do it. So trying and getting them into these groups, like go reach, I emailed all of my old customers and just let them know about it. I kind of explained what it was, how excited I am. I shared results from the program, testimonies from the program. And so that way they can kind of get an idea of what it is. And I've already had like a lot of my older customers who fell off track or quit or whatever are like wanting to come back. So, this is really good to kind of rejuvenate your people who fell off, because more than likely they fell off because life is crazy and, working out 6 days a week doesn't work for everybody. It just doesn't. And I know that most of us are like, oh, well, if you want to make it happen, you will. But some people physically can't work out 6 days a week. Like they're just busy. I have teachers, I have nurses who work like crazy shifts, and they don't want to work out every day. And so this is really good too for the people who are signing up with 2B Mindset. Like, you get them focused on the nutrition, and then this is a great transition to them to like get them started in exercise, because you're not asking them to work out every day. You're like, okay, look, we got you set on nutrition. Let's start exercising just 4 days a week. Like, it's just 4 days a week, right? Like, you can do that, and you kind of give them, they're already seeing awesome results, I'm sure, from 2B Mindset. So they're starting to get the confidence to say like, okay, yeah, I can do 4 days a week. I can do 30-minute workouts or 40-minute workouts. And it really, like, they position 2B Mindset launch and this at the, this right afterwards very, very well. Because again, they don't have to work out on 2B Mindset, but when they want to start working out, like, this is the program that you should try and get them on, because again, it's 4 days. So like, it's not jumping in from no workouts to working out 7 days a week and doing something. I mean, yes, these workouts are intense, but at the same time, they're intense on your own level because you're pushing yourself to your max. You're using the weights that you physically can lift in the correct form. So if that's 3-pound weights, then that's 3-pound weights. That's fine. The next week, if you can go up to 5 pounds, if you can't, then you stay at 3 pounds. So, or you modify it. There is a modifier for every move, every workout during the HIIT, all of that. So it's a really, really, really good transition for all your 2B Mindset people. And you don't have to necessarily be like, oh, you have to sign up by Monday, since they just bought 2B Mindset. But if you start trickling that into your 2B Mindset groups, like, oh, look at these results from this program, or, oh my God, I'm so excited for this program. It's going to go perfectly with 2B Mindset, because you can follow those concepts still and just add in 4 days a week. So I think it's a really, really, really good transition.
Yeah, I love that for sure. Awesome. Anybody have anything else? Any other questions or anything? I have so many like notes, and I thought I knew everything about Live4. I've been reading the FAQ, which is like in the back office. I feel like that's huge, and I love like their videos that they do have. But just hearing from you, like your perspective, I think is incredible too, and I think it's going to help a lot of our girls and stuff. So thank you so much for like hopping on and talking with us and sharing with us. I know there's some things like you can't share, so I totally appreciate you sharing as much as you did. I have a lot of notes and stuff, and just I feel like now I went through the program after like hearing you talk about it. So I think that's kind of like what we're gearing up for and aiming for. So thank you for that. That seriously means a lot to us.
You are welcome. And if y'all have any questions, like, again, if y'all have any questions that y'all think of afterwards, feel free to message me. I definitely don't mind answering if I can. I definitely will. So
yeah, awesome. Well, thank you. Does anybody have anything else? Otherwise, I can let you guys go. Everybody's good?